You are now tuned into the Black Law Students Association of Canada's YouTube.
All right, how are you guys doing today?
We're doing okay, we're doing great.
How are you enjoying the conference so far?
Oh yeah, it's been super fun, super amazing.
Been good?
Yeah, I mean today has been great too.
Oh yeah?
Yeah,
oh,
today's
both
lunch.
Days. Yeah?
Yeah, yesterday was fine too, but today's lunch.
Today's lunch is different.
Today's lunch was good. You know, we got the rice, we got the chicken. So you already know, I love chicken.
oh boy, I have a lot of jokes I was gonna say, but it's okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna start off with your name and which law school you both attend.
My name is Tochi Nwakwecha, and I go to the BLSA Faculty of Law at Lakehead University.
My name is Sharon Tasker, and I also go to the BLSA Faculty of Law at Lakehead University.
Okay, what year are you, both of you guys?
I'm in a 2L student, and she's in her first year.
Awesome, awesome. So you're all the way in Lakehead. Where are you both from?
Originally, I'm from Nigeria. I was born and raised there, but then we moved to Brampton. Okay. So I did my high school in Brampton, and I did my undergrad actually at Lakehead University. So I've spent quite a bit of time at Lakehead. I love Thunder Bay, love the city of Thunder Bay.
Really?
And that's the reason why I decided to stay and pursue more education opportunities in that city.
Interesting.
Well, yeah, I'm originally from Brampton. Went to high school there, went to University of Ryerson, and went to law school at Lakehead, Thunder Bay.
So, a lot of people don't know much about Thunder Bay. They think it's just up north where there's a lot of snow. So, tell me something first, why you chose the law school you're attending now, and what's one thing about your people would underestimate or don't know about your law school?
Okay, go ahead.
Sure. So I think my answer is the same for both those questions, just because I mainly chose Lakehead because of the placement opportunities and the practicum experience we would receive during our curriculum. And I also think that many people don't know that about BLSA. Yeah, it's just a practicum experience we do receive. We don't even have to article once we graduate as well, just because of the amount of experience that we are getting in class.
I think Sharon actually has hit on all, or if most of the really key important details. I like Lakehead University, especially BLSA Faculty of Law, because of what it really gives to students, right? It allows you to be a leader. It gives you an opportunity to seek leadership opportunities. It also provides students with small class sizes, which, to be honest, benefits our learning capacity, how we learn, how we interact with other students, how we actually interact with the professor. We are not just a number. They know us outside of the classroom too. And I think it's very beneficial to the entire learning experience. And yeah.
Awesome. So is there one thing that you say is underestimated about your law school?
Absolutely. One thing that's super underestimated about the law school is the fact that we're a new law school. So people don't actually give us that. I'm sure the respect is there, but just not in comparison to the way in which we have the Osgood Hall and we have the University of Dalhousie, the one in Dalhousie, and out east. But what Lakehead is really underestimated for is that we have a lot of smart people. We just won the Arnott Cup, which is a criminal law moot, back to back. So I think it speaks to the kind of talent we have at the university there, and it also speaks to the amount of work our professors and the entire university administration does for the students.
Awesome, awesome. So why did you join the BLSA chapter at your law school? What was so interesting about it? Well, you guys started this year, so tell us a bit about that process and some of the students that you have as a part of it, and probably what's the best event that you've had so far?
Well, I'm going to start with why we created BLSA at Lakehead University. So we in Thunder Bay is a very, very, it's a big city with 100,000 people. But when it comes to racialized folks, we are in the minority there. So in spending, doing my undergrad at Lakehead, I saw the importance of being a leader at the school, right? Because we need to have representation there. So I came to law school and I saw that representation is also at a very low level. And my goal was to create a space where Black students that are going to be looking into going to law can see that Lakehead is a good option because we have a space where Black people can, thrive, share experiences, and kind of talk about. We have only one black student per year, so I'm the only black student in my my cohort. There's only one black student in the 1 year. So my goal there was to kind of bring this issue to the administration and to be like, for them to know the importance of having representation. So the goal is, hopefully, when they accept the students next year, we have more than one black law student at the law school.
Yeah. So how I joined BLSA, it's well, when I first met you, it was kind of like I could tell definitely like what you've been surrounding yourself with and how the school is. It does lack diversity for sure. And so when you asked me to join this club, of course, I was more than happy to be an ally for this, support this, and just to make that, create that step for more people to see Lakehead as an opportunity and option to come to. You know, speaking to some of the people here too, they one of the main things that they do look at is how diverse a school is, just for them to be more comfortable to express themselves and feel like they do belong. And we just want Borlascan to be just like that too.
Awesome, awesome, that's awesome. So my question would be, what has been your favorite event or activity your chapter has done this year?
Okay, so we actually have done bake sales, but right now we're working on a Black History Month symposium. It's the first of its kind at the BLSA Faculty of Law. We'll be having Dr. Joanne St. Louis come in from the University of Ottawa to speak about racism in the legal profession. This event is going to be open to the public. We know the city of Thunder Bay has a history of racism in there, and our goal is to kind of break down this issue and to educate, provide more chances for the public to be educated on these issues, right? It coming from a legal perspective is also going to be beautiful because of the way in which law and race interacts. And that event's going to be happening on the 26th of February this year, and we are so excited. We're going to have African food involved. We're going to have spoken word artists from a very, very strong, Black student at Lakehead. And yeah, it's going to be a wonderful event. We're looking forward to it. So we're looking forward to the things we're going to learn from our allies here, from our members, and we're bringing all that back to Lakehead University to tell the student body about what we learned here and how much it will help the conference be better.
For sure. I think I'm also super excited for next year now. We're also thinking super ahead on how we want to do our event and how we want to either change it up and stuff, just because this one obviously is coming super close. Yeah. But again, super exciting. And like you were saying too, with the whole it is the legal profession and the discussion of race. But because it is also open to the public, it is something that's not in just the legal profession too, right? So because the public could take it in and put it into their own experience,
Absolutely.
So
awesome. So that was your favorite event. I guess let's shift to prospective students that are watching this video right now. Okay. So I have two questions. What would be one tip you'd give to a prospective student interested in applying at Lakehead U that you applied in your application that made you successful?
Well, for me, it's understanding and interacting with the 3 mandates Lakehead has, and making sure you incorporate that into your personal statement, your letter of interest or your personal statement letter. Also, come to Lakehead University with the idea of learning something completely new. It's a place where most of the information you're going to get in is going to be new. We have ample resources when it comes to helping students be successful, right? Lakehead University, like I said earlier, is a small school. We have small class sizes that allows us to be able to easily access our professors. We're not just a number at Lakehead University, we are people there.
Yeah, and going off of that, it's a trial and error process, and they honestly do look at that, and they basically, it's like our motto. It's okay to fail. It's just that they just want to see how resilient you are. Could you get back up and try again? Are you gonna take the blow, sit back down? How strong are you on that? So if you add that to your personal statement, you could say you had a rough, either your grades were rough in the beginning, or your experience, you had a rough experience, but what did you do after you faced that? And how did you come back from that? That was key in my personal statement.
Awesome.
Absolutely. Another thing too I would like to point out too for prospective students is the IPC is key.
Yeah.
It is the practical part of the legal profession is heavily incorporated into the way in which we study at Lakehead, and getting that real life experience, going to court, having access to being able to draft legal materials, draft legal memos, and all that kind of stuff will be super useful. In my first year, after my first year, I was able to summer at a labor law firm, and I can tell you that the information and all the work we did in that first year helped me a lot be a good asset to the firm, and they liked me so much that they are actually offering me a summer again this coming summer and a placement / articling position
That's awesome.
in my third year.
That's awesome.
Yeah, like law school is just about learning. It is competitive and stuff, but you got to remember you are learning, so it's okay to make those mistakes. So when we do those practical experience, our professors are looking for us, or they're critiquing our mistakes, so we don't make that when we do graduate. So it's super helpful.
You speak about the practicum. What are some of the hands-on things that you do that's different from other law schools that a prospective student may say, you know what, I have a choice, but Lakehead is probably better because that is super interesting to me. I love a specific.
Okay, so in the first year, so we have it's called IPC assignments, so it's an integrated practice curriculum, and the IPC assignments, they bring in real life materials into the classroom. So for example, I think the second year Civ Pro students, we have to run a full trial, and from first semester all the way to the end of the school year, we are building up to that full trial. So in first semester, you draft a statement of claim, you draft a statement of defense, you draft a book of affidavits, and then you also have to then put together a motion record, right? So it's a lot of work, especially when you're combining your reading, but the true skill you earn from that entire exercise makes you a ready-made lawyer by the time you're in your third year. Yeah. So before I got to the conference this weekend, I had to finish an entire motion record. I had to do I had to write an affidavit, and I also had to put together a examination in chief for my advanced criminal law class.
So I don't know if they know what a motion record is, an examination, but it's okay, they can look it up. How about you, Sharon?
So far, one of the main IPC assignments that I've done, it was for criminal law. You do so for the first semester you do a bail hearing. So I had to approach our professor who's acting as
JP.
Yeah, and you just have to give your submission.
So pretty much the idea was you have to provide reasons under the 3 grounds as to why individual A can or should not be released from jail.
Basically.
That's fascinating.
Absolutely. Yeah. So it's what your principal would send you down to do. You got to go to the jail, get this guy out, and try to get him bail. We did that in the first 3 months of law school. Yeah. Right.
So are you saying every course or most of your courses?
Almost every course has an IPC.
Yeah.
So for contracts, there's something that has to do with you have to either. In my contracts class last year, I had to look at a residential lease tenant form. Sorry, a residential lease form, and I had to draft a contract around that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and for my contracts course, we basically had to look at just like someone renting a place and negotiate with the other lawyer about renting prices and everything that comes with like renting an apartment.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's very awesome. And I really hope that our prospective viewers are really taking.
It's a good school. It's a really good school to go to.
Different.
For sure.
No other law school in Canada does this.
No other law school in Canada does this for real. That's amazing.
Until Ryerson shows up.
Until Ryerson, I think Ryson's also.
Ryson's
following
that. By the time
model.
this video comes out, Ryerson wouldn't have started yet, but probably in September. We will get them on video next year.
That's right.
So. The next and final question that I do have is, what does it mean to be a part of the Black Law Students Association of Canada, and how have they helped you as a student get to where you are, or how do you see them helping you in the future?
For me, I think being a part of the BLSA Canada is very important. Being in this space again, if meeting folks like you, Charles, gives me a reason for me to want to be better, right? Because we see people who are pushing each other forward in the right direction, right? We're leaders. We're showing people exactly the right path to go to continue to create more opportunities for folks coming behind us. It's my first year here, and I'm loving every single moment of it. I cannot wait to come back here next year with my executive team again for us to learn, absorb all the information, to then go back to Thunder Bay and represent BLSA in an exceptional way. What about you?
Well, again, it's so easy to turn a blind eye on just like challenges, right? And like just things that people are facing, you kind of just want to ignore it kind of thing. And being here as an ally, like I always love to be an ally and try to support anything and everything that you could. So this has been an awesome experience. And just being here, it just reminds me to always be critical in my reflections, and see how you could apply these skills or apply these situations back into everyday experience, right? Seeing what you go through or challenges that you face, it could happen again for someone else next year, right? So this conference and just being part of this club and the BLSA Canada, it just provided me with more knowledge just so I can support people who will be showing up next year, and the years after that.
And hopefully you listeners.
Yeah, and the listeners there
right?
too. Absolutely. So when you're deciding, give Lakehead an option,
yes.
because it is a school that comes with a lot of rewards.
Awesome. Yeah. So we want to thank you both for coming. I would like to know, is there any way that our viewers can reach you? Do you have an email address?
Yes, so please reach us at blsa@lakeheadu.ca. I'll say that one more time. The email for our club account is blsa@lakeheadu.ca.
It'll be listed.
Thank you.
Yeah.